Hello, my YouTube friends. Welcome to my channel. My name is Kelsey, and today I'm going to guide you through a 30-minute slow yoga flow for grounding. So if you have been feeling like you're living in your head a lot recently, if you're feeling maybe some anxiety, if you're just feeling overall ungrounded, then this class is 100% for you. And also, if you're already feeling pretty grounded, this class is also for you, because sometimes it's nice to use the energy that we already have and channel it in a efficient and beneficial way. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to begin at the top of the mat in mountain pose. I have a couple of blocks with me today. If you don't have blocks, you don't need them. But if you do have them, I lovingly encourage you to bring them to your mat and have them at the top of the mat somewhere. So for mountain pose, feet under your hips, shoulders over your hips, crown of the head reaching to the sky, and really take a moment here to feel the floor underneath your feet. Maybe you've chosen to practice outdoors today. Even if you're not outdoors, sense that the earth is rising up to meet you right where you are. Through the foundation of any room or through the foundation of your mat. Arms just resting down beside you. Begin to lift the arches of the feet by flexing the toes back. Gently press the heels outward. Feel as though you're trying to rip the mat in half. Bring a lot of activity into the legs. And we'll start by moving breath and body in unison in some classical sun salutations. So on your next breath in, reach your arms up into the air, upward salute. Maybe you look up. Reach from the soles of your feet all the way to your hands, and exhale, melt down into your forward fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your shins or to your blocks and lift halfway. And exhale, again, forward fold. From here, plant your palms, breathe freely. If you need to take more breaths as I speak through and guide you through these poses today, that's welcome. You're going to start by stepping your right foot back and then lowering your right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Low lunge, exhale. Plant your palms, again, maybe on the blocks or on the floor. Tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee, and then step your left foot back into your plank pose. From here, if you wish, you can lower the knees, and on your exhale, lower all the way to the ground. Point the toes back. Inhale, baby cobra, lift head and heart. Exhale, lower down. 2 more like that, since this is our first flow. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more, inhale, and exhale. As you breathe in, press into your hands, roll up to table, tuck the toes, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And take a few breaths here to feel now the floor under your hands. Reach through your arms. Lift up through the low belly and the hips. One more breath in and out. And then we're going to step the right foot between the hands. So we started by stepping the right foot back, and then we'll step the right foot forward, lower the back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Exhale, plant the palms either on the floor or on the blocks. Lift that back knee, step up to your forward fold. On your inhale, lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Inhale, upward salute, press into your feet, rise up, reach your hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. As you pause here in mountain with the hands at the heart, reconnect with a steady flow of breath. If your breath got a little choppy, reconnect to the sensation of the floor under your feet. Moving from these connection points, we'll start again. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, this time as you plant your palms, this time we're going to step the left foot back, lower your left knee down. Inhale, arms forward and up, low lunge. Exhale, plant the palms, step the right foot back. Maybe this time you don't lower the knees, or maybe you do. Having more points of grounding, exhale to the belly. Inhale, this time baby cobra one time, or maybe you press into the hand. Press into the tops of the feet, lift the knees away. Exhale, downward dog. Again, a couple breaths here to feel all of the parts of you connected to your mat. And to use that connection to lift your hips. Feel your breath. This time we're going to step the left foot forward between the hands. Feel free to use your blocks under your fingertips. Inhale, reach your arms up. Low lunge, exhale, plant the palms, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, step up and fold again. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Root to rise, press into your feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands come to your heart center again. Take that same little pause, feel your breath. And feel the earth beneath you. Continue to bring in that awareness of the soles of the feet on the earth. Again, feel as though you're trying to rip your mat in half with your feet. Press the heels apart. Start to firm up through the quads. Chair pose. Send your hips back. Bend your knees. Hands can stay at heart center here to start. Your gaze is going forward and past the tip of your nose. Sometimes what tends to happen is we focus so much on the lower body that we start to let the upper body round forward. Keep the heart lifted. We're using our connection to the earth to yield and rise away from the earth. If you feel steady here, you want to add on a little bit. Open your arms up towards the sky. Imagine that you are holding a beach ball between your hands, reaching. And then from this chair pose, we're going to step the right foot back into goddess, a wide squat. Step the right foot back, pivot on the front foot, toes are pointing out, heels pointing in, knees are squeezing open, hips sinking low. Breathe. Arms are staying lifted unless you think it would feel better at this time to bring them down. Inhale. Now exhale, we're all going to bring the arms down, hands on top of the knees. Let the right shoulder drop down and let the left shoulder lean back. Goddess twist. Look behind you. Not straining the neck, just looking in that general direction. Connecting to Mula Bandha, pelvic floor is lifting. Keep breathing. Inhale to come through center, and then we're going to turn to the other side. Left shoulder down, right shoulder back. The gaze goes back behind you. One more breath in. Exhale, back to center. From here, straighten the legs, parallel your feet, bring your hands down to the floor or to blocks, and then release the weight of your head. Prasarita Padottanasana, wide-legged forward fold. Let the upper body relax a little bit. Let the weight of the head go. Enjoy a different perspective. From your Prasarita Padottanasana, we'll come into Malasana. So you'll heel-toe your feet in just a little bit wider than the width of your hips. Toes point out, heels point in again. Sink your hips down, bend the knees. Hands can come to heart center. Now, if your heels are not touching the ground the way that mine are, you can bring some blocks or a rolled blanket underneath your heels to bring the earth up to you. You can also just stay with your heels lifted. And if you're not finding a good point of balance here, bring more connection points to the mat, to the floor, rather than just trying to strain and hold your breath and be here. Give yourself grace. Sometimes when we're feeling anxious or ungrounded, we're being really hard on ourselves. So give yourself all of the props, all of the connection to the earth that you need to feel stable in this pose. We're here for a few more breaths. Let the hips be heavy. Use the arms on the insides of your knees to help open up the hips. In this pose, it helps us stay connected to our root chakra, which is our point of grounding. Maybe you close your eyes. A few more breaths here. One more breath in and out. Now, connecting to all the parts of you touching your mat. If you have something under your heels, I want you to bring it out from underneath your heels. If you have something under your bum, bring it out from underneath your bum. You're going to reach your arms forward, keep squeezing the knees open, flex the toes back if you can to engage the muscles around your knees. And then you're going to let your hips come down to the mat and then bring your feet to the mat in front of you. Well done. Maybe you found yourself just rocking back. It's okay. As you continue to practice, that transition will become easier with time, and it just is a point of curiosity and experimentation in the future. And so then from right here, we're going to come into square pose or fire log pose. So we'll start with the right leg on top, stacking your right knee over your left knee, stacking your right ankle over your left knee. There we go. And then right knee over the left ankle. Now, for some people, the knees are lifted here. If that's you, bring some blocks in to fill in that space. Also, this just might not be appropriate for your hips or your knees or your ankles, in which case you can take Sukhasana, crossing at the ankles or the shins, Siddhasana, stacking the shins in front of one another, or one of my personal favorites, kind of coming into like a half Sukhasana where your left shin is parallel to the front or the long edge of your mat, whichever way you're facing, and then taking just one block and then the other, like so, and stacking the shin on top of those in front of the left shin. So you have options. You have a lot of options, and I want to make sure that you know that, because whenever we're feeling ungrounded, sometimes it can feel like, what am I going to do? Where are these connection points? Where is a sense of feeling secure and held? And I just want you to know that I got you, okay? So whichever variation of square that you are taking, whichever variation of fire log, sit up tall, feel that opening through the hips. It's a pretty big pose. Previously, we were grounding from the feet into the mat. Now we are focusing on the connection point through the sits bones and any other parts of you that you find are in contact with your mat right now. And we're going to take a side bend over to the left. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Inhale, reach your right hand up and out. Exhale, lean over towards the right. Breathe into your right side body. Take a breath in right here. Get long through the right side. Exhale. You're going to now twist over towards the left side. Bring your right elbow into the sole of your right foot or to the outside of your left knee if you took the cross-legged seat option. And then bring your right hand into a fist. Place your left hand in front or on top of it, and then gently press your right elbow into your right foot. Lengthen out through the spine. Lift your heart. Maybe you can send your gaze towards the ceiling here. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly release the twist, releasing the hands first, coming to face your legs, and then slowly come back to upright. Notice how your body feels. We're just going to uncross, briefly bringing your right heel towards your right glute, stag, or in yin yoga we call it deer. But there's this zigzag shape in your legs, and you can decide how close in or how far away your heels are going to be. Again, you have options, doing what is best for your body, your hips, your knees. Bring your left hand over to the left, and then inhale. Reach your right hand up into the air and press your hips forward and up. A little back bend, another little side stretch. Take another big breath in. And exhale, lower the hips down. Come back around to upright, and we'll switch out the legs. So now the right shin goes in front or on bottom, and then your left shin will stack on top. And remember, you have the option to use your blocks to fill in the space underneath your knees or to stack that left shin in front so that you have more space here in the hips and the knees. Once you've found the variation for your seat, you're going to bring your right hand over towards the right. Inhale, reach your left hand into the air, get really long through the left side body, and take a side bend towards the right. Breathe into your left side waist. Feel that stretch from the outside of your left hip into the left side of your waist and your arm, out through the fingertips. One more breath in. And then exhale, get really long here in the left side body. Start to twist your body over the right thigh. Bring your left elbow to the inside of the sole of your left foot. Again, you can use your outside of your right thigh instead if you took the cross-legged option. Take the left hand into a fist. Stack your right hand on top. Press your left elbow into the foot to create the twist. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. Maybe look up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. One more breath in. And exhale, slowly unwind, releasing your hands, bringing the front of your body back to facing down, and then slowly rise up and away from your legs. Uncross your left shin, bring that left leg back so that you have this zigzag shape. The left heel might come closer in towards the glute, the right heel might come closer in towards the groin. You decide, taking that little lift. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Press your hips forward and up. Lean the left shoulder back. Breathe into the front of your body. Use an exhale to slowly lower your hips back down. And then from here, we'll come to take a seat in butterfly, soles of the feet together, knees apart, also called Baddha Konasana. I'm a yin yoga teacher too, so sometimes I use these terms interchangeably. But butterfly, bound angle, Baddha Konasana, maybe you use your blocks here, underneath your knees, underneath your thighs. Maybe you use them in front of you, and we're just gonna fold forward. And you can make this a little bit more passive. Let's start by having the hands on the floor or on the blocks and lengthening up through the spine, and then use an exhale to start to lean forward. Start with a flat back, and then whenever you feel like you're meeting a lot of resistance, let your spine round naturally. Bring your forearms down. Release the weight of your head. Starting to cool down our practice. Feel the breath in the back of your body, the back of your ribs. Even if that's difficult for you to feel, I want you to know that whenever you do breathe in all four directions. You breathe in kind of a circular oval shape. And so if you think of your torso like an oval, as you inhale, just think about that oval expanding in all directions. And as you exhale, it contracts in all directions. And as you're here, feeling this opening into the hips, once again feeling the connection to the earth beneath you. One more breath in and out. Now let's inhale and lift the head. Bring your hands to the blocks or to the floor in front of you. Use your strong arms to come back to upright. You can move your props off to the side. Just have at least one of your blocks nearby. If you're not using any props at all, it's okay. For this next pose, you can just lay down with a flat back. If you're using something instead of blocks, like a pillow or a blanket, just have that nearby as well. You can use your hands underneath your knees to close them like a book, and then we're going to turn around and lay down onto our back into constructive rest pose, just as a little transition. And whenever you get down into your constructive rest pose, just like we have all throughout class, feel the parts of you touching your mat. The back of the head, the back of the shoulders, your lower back, your hips, the soles of your feet again. Breathe into these spaces. From here, we're going to take a supported bridge. I like to use both of my blocks on their lowest setting. So I'm going to bring one block into each hand, and then I'll press my feet into the mat to lift the hips, and then I'm going to place the blocks side by side next to one another to create a wide square shape, and then lower my hips down onto that square shape. So my shoulders and my head are still on the mat, my hips are supported by the blocks, and my feet are still connected to the mat. Starting to slow down your breath even more. Your hands can be resting wherever is comfortable to you. And this is our last pose before Shavasana. Really start to let the weight of your body release into the floor beneath you or the earth beneath you. And we'll take one more breath cycle right here. And let's start to reverse out of the pose. So the same way that we came in, just bring your hands to the blocks. Inhale, lift the hips up, and then move the blocks out of the way, or whatever prop you were using out of the way. You can just set these off to the side. And you might stay exactly as you are now in a constructive rest pose, especially if your lower back is feeling tender at all today. If you think it would be more comfortable, you can extend your legs out long, walk the shoulders away from your ears. We're going to be here for just a little bit of time to let the energy settle. You'll hear my voice when it's time for you to come out. Enjoy this time of intentional stillness and silence. Remaining just as you are, start to bring your awareness back to your breath. Start to wake your body up again with small movements in the fingers and the toes, wrists and ankles. Making these movements a little bit larger over time, maybe reaching the arms up for one more stretch. Breathe in to stretch. And exhale to soften and let go. You can draw your knees into your body. Give yourself a hug, rock a little bit side to side. Let this rocking motion land you over onto one side. And then press down. Slowly make your way back around to a seat. And whenever you get into your seat, sit up tall, soften the shoulders away from your ears. Soften your eyes or close your eyes. And notice how you feel. As you feel ready, you can bring your palms together in front of your heart space, Anjali Mudra. And we'll close by taking a breath in through the nose and out with a sigh. Bowing our head towards our hands. Thank you so much for practicing this grounding, slow yoga flow with me. I hope that you're feeling a little bit more grounded, a little bit more at ease. And I want you to remember that you always have access to 2 points of grounding no matter where you are. You have the connection to whatever is underneath you, and you have your breath. So with those reminders, I will leave you here. Thank you so much again for being here. Let me know how you enjoyed the class in the comments below. Be sure to hit the like button, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I put out new classes every Sunday just like this one. Thank you again. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.